Oh, welcome back, everyone. So they say talking about mamas, babies, and beyond in the expo. We've got the beyond here with us. We got Tom, we got Heather here with us because, of course, as we roll into summertime, of course, big thing is a lot of families heading out to the pool, and of course, just being outside in general. And as we know, it's been really hot out there. So you guys are here to talk about heat safety, water safety, everything like that. So tell us kind of what your focus is going to be at this expo.
So at the expo, we're going to be there handing out information on heat safety, water safety. We're going to be talking about staying safe during the summer time. We're at the first day of summer right now. Yep. So we're going to be handing out kind of flyers and how-tos on staying hydrated, signs and symptoms of of heat stroke and heat exhaustion. And then we're going to be doing some water safety as well.
So tell us a little bit about that, Heather.
So for the water safety, we're working with a program called Safe Kids Worldwide, and we have some little water watcher cards that we have on lanyards for you to wear out when, open water at the pool. Sometimes we get distracted at the pool when we have littles around, we have our cell phones, we have books, and that just kind of is a pledge to say, while I am wearing this card, I'm going to be the water watcher, I'm going to be the one supervising until I pass that card on to somewhere else. And then we're also going to be talking about swimsuit color safeties. If you've seen, the picture that kind of floats around on the internet, if you're in open water in a pool, the reason we have swimsuits that are those bright neon colors are actually for safety reasons. So if you're wearing a dark blue swimsuit in a lake, then it's very hard to see that person if they were to fall beneath the water. And we know that drowning is silent and happens in seconds. So we just want to give out as much information as we can to keep people as safe as we can.
Yeah, absolutely. And so if we have a shot of that Water Watchers card, if we can go ahead and pull that up real quick so folks know what that looks like, because you're going to be handing these out, and of course, like I said, you can see some of the other materials that are going to be there at the expo as well. But like I said, you're talking about, that importance of, like I said, passing that card to someone else, of like having somebody who's going to be responsible to watch the kids at the pool. I mean, talk about just how vital that importance is, because like you said, I mean, that drowning can happen in seconds. So having those distractions be kept to a minimum like that, I mean, just talk more on the importance of that.
It's very important because we know, and Texas is hot. We know, like we said, it's the first day of summer and with the heat index, and we like to enjoy that heat. We have beautiful water all throughout Texas, and then we have our pools, and it does happen in seconds, and it is silent. Nobody ever intends for it to happen, but unfortunately, it's the leading cause of death for children between the ages of 1 and 4, and Texas is unfortunately usually at the top of that list. So we just want to make sure that, you have to be cognizant. If you're out in open water or on a boat, everybody needs to be wearing their life jacket. At about 18 pounds is when they can be fitted for infants and children. So, just making sure that somebody really is dedicated. There's lots of stuff going on, but we want to make sure somebody's focus is on the people actually out in the water.
Yes, absolutely. And so those cards, if you want to get your hands on one of those are going to be at the expo.
Yes.
That's going to be happening tomorrow there from 10 to 2 there at the medical office building, right there at BSA?
Yeah, in the parking lot of the medical office building, BSA, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So lots of great information. Like I said, one of the best ways to combat the heat is just jumping in the water, but of course, as we know around here, we have things like Powder Oak Canyon. We have lots of parks where people go out, they want to hike in. So that kind of gives us our transition to heat safety. So Tom, talk a little bit about that, because like I said, sometimes you don't have a big body of water to go jump into to cool off.
Right, and with regards to heat safety, we don't really recommend diving into big bodies of water. We want to be taking small, slow sips of water. Okay. We recommend taking about a gallon of water if you're going to go on a hike in Powder Oak Canyon. And then if you have any animals, they need a little bit more water. So, it's just being cognizant of having enough water with you, having your cell phone point of contact, someone knows where you are at all times, and then, just making sure that you're kind of communicating with your friends and your family about where you're located.
Yeah, absolutely. And so talk about those signs of heat exhaustion, because like that's another one that can really set in quickly and can become really bad really fast. And so for people who are going out, maybe what they need to watch for in their family members, but also what they need to watch for with themselves, of how they're feeling, of when they know they need to take a break. Yeah,
so it's the rapid heart rate, you're going to be sweating profusely, and then when you do reach that point of heat emergency, you actually stop sweating. You're reaching around a body temperature of 103 degrees at that point. So it's watching them for sweating, for confusion, for dizziness, for nausea, vomiting. Those tends to be the staple signs that you need to be aware of.
Right. And also, one of the things that we really kind of deal with a lot, here in our weather department here at News Channel 10, we see things from the National Weather Service talking about heat advisories in places like Powder Oak Canyon. We have this, new tool that we have that just came out this year called the Heat Risk Map, talking about those threats that people can face. So talk about, like I said, of course, we know it gets hot just about anywhere around the Texas Panhandle, but Powder Oak Canyon, I mean, we really have to reiterate, it gets hotter down before the canyon.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, generally in the summers up around Amarillo, you're looking at, high 90s just up there. But then if you're looking in Paladora Canyon, it can reach 120.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's being cognizant of that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, really one of the key things, staying informed, staying hydrated, things like that. So of course, people can come, plug in at this expo, which is going to be happening tomorrow. So tell us again the when and the where, and if maybe they can't come, where can they learn more information from BSA?
Yeah, so the expo is going to be in our medical office building, in the parking lot of our medical office building at BSA campus from 10 until 2. To get more information, we're going to be plugging some info on our social media, so Facebook, Instagram, and then you can get more information on our website as well.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you all so much for coming and visiting us with us this morning because, like I said, summertime, people are heading to the pools, they're heading to the canyon, so a lot of great information to try and stay safe out there this summer. And speaking of just how hot it's going to be this first day of summer, I've got your dog walking forecast when we come back, what you need to know about high temperatures around the region when we come back.